Hello there, friends. Welcome to Start Early Today, your daily dose of mindfulness and positivity. How's it going? Hope everything's going well. How's the mind? How are you watching your thoughts and how are you relating to them? Have you been mindful of your energy? Everything that happens in our lives are of our doing. So taking responsibility for one's life is key to a happy, joyful, successful life. And the first thing we need to do is to just look at where we have been hanging out inside of our heads. What are your beliefs? What are your realities that are that you're choosing to believe? Everything is a choice, and you can decide right here, right now, to turn the trajectory of your life towards the better. Because everything can be improved, everything can be changed, everything's just a thought, everything's just a story inside of our heads. And we can be a scientist or an archaeologist and do these experiments of interrogation and asking, just applying the Socratic method of thinking, applying the scientific method, get to the core of the matter, get to the root cause of anything that brings you imbalance energetically. And this is not to villainize or to shut down our emotions, to become passive or dismissive. It's actually the opposite. When we become truly aware, awareness is key. To become aware of how the mind works, how it is related to our body, and it dictates the quality of our lives and our relationships. And you can feel it in your body if you're feeling good, if you're feeling joyful, if you're tapped into the truest sense of what you are, if you're truly tapped into and aligned into the source of all, because you are true, pure life that is always complete in each and every moment. And what you have and what you bring to the world is special, needed, valued, and heard. And make it a habit to pause once in a while and question the reality of what you're thinking. We do not need to believe everything that we think. Most of the thoughts that are running inside our heads are programs, are subconsciously picked up when we were not too proficient in discerning good thoughts and bad thoughts. So the subconscious automatically accepted it as true. And you can go to the center of your beingness. When we center to that which is energy, the truth, the ever-renewing, omnipresent love that we are, then there's nothing to be afraid of. And then everything that happens is just happening in divine right timing. Then we'll let go of control, and we're just open and ready for the next moment. I read somewhere that said the most important moment is the next 2 seconds. And it's always there, it's always here. That the truth is right here, that everything happens for a reason and everything is correct. Everything falls into place, and it is only our contending or contradicting reality, contrasting what is, imposing our preferences, wielding what we think we have power over other people, over circumstance, over a story, over a fact, over a truth. It's our constant forcing of the things other than they are is what brings you trouble. It what brings us trouble. It makes us trip. We always think that there's something better than right here, right now. We always think of greener pastures outside of where we are. But the truth is, everything right here is complete. You have the tools, you have life. And as long as you have life and you can breathe, you have clean water, more good things are happening to you than the other way around. There's more life than non-life. There's more propagation than deterioration. There's more circulation rather than a stopping of flow. So everything is flowing. So allow those thoughts to just flow through you and allow action to ensue if they are inspired. And this is where discernment comes in, because thoughts pop up like pop-up ads on a website, and you don't need to click it. Clicking it means you casting your vote on it. And when you believe a thing, you put your energies towards it, you spend energy, and you throw yourself off of balance. And the best way to be is to just stay in your center. Stay in the center and become the benign observer, and to just watch things with awe, with the attitude of learning, eagerness to learn, with the attitude of an open mindset. And openness to become coachable, to become open to new worlds. What if that thing you're dreaming is actually for you? What if you actually deserve it? At times we imagine grand and amazing things for ourselves, but then we automatically contradict it with our conscious comparison, our logical thinking. Our logical thinking rises up and it takes power, and it automatically dismisses the things that are magical and miraculous. But that's how things of miracles happen. If you believe, and if you show up to places, and if you just show up with what you got to offer, synergistic chance happenings ensues unexpectedly. So what are the things that have been unexpected in your life that you've encountered this past few days? And really ask yourself, what is the meaning of this? What is this calling me to be? For we are always building ourselves in each and every moment, in each and every 2 seconds that pass. I really like that 2-second concept, and to not mind what happens next, because we're always safe. You've always been safe. You've always been complete. It's just you're either sitting, lying down, or walking, or running, or washing dishes. That's most of your life. And you're just breathing. Most of the audacious, radical, out of this world things are just only in your head. They're only stories of what you think people think of you. It's what you think about what's happening in the world. And another great thing to practice is to stop thinking about your personal gain. What can you get out of things? But instead think of what you can contribute. Because when you contribute, your brain produces chemicals that are good for your well-being. You produce serotonin when you feel safe, when you decide that you are safe, you're complete, and you're valued, and you're heard, and you are in peace. That's serotonin. And when you are choosing to do something new, that's dopamine. When you tap into flow, when you challenge yourself, not to the point of neuroticism or stress, just the right amount of challenge wherein you are alert and not sleepy. You can engage in practicing a craft, maybe riding a bicycle or playing the guitar, maybe tinkering with your car. That I have yet to do. Tidying up, putting things, making things beautiful. It can be as simple as making a corner of your kitchen a place of solitude or worship or meditation. Putting a plant or a flower there, a vase. Keeping things tidy, that's an art in itself that we should be thankful for and should be excited about. And there's so much more that we can be. And it all happens if we get out of the mindset of a fixed one. If we can get out of this fixed mindset of this self-limiting beliefs, it takes work. It takes because we're too comfortable believing what happened yesterday and we pattern it to what should happen today. But things are never the same. You're never the same person who walked the river because the water is flowing and your cells are rebirthing. Your brain is never the same. New information has been firing up in your neural pathways, and you remember the past differently with the books you choose to read and the concepts you choose to believe. What are you believing of yourself right now? So letting go of resent and thoughts of wrongness, of mistakes. Mistakes are gifts of data. They are boxes, they are containers full of the gifts of data and information to make you aware of where you need to go. The only way to go is through. There is no shortcut. It's just like going to the gym. It's the reps, and it can be as simple as 100 pull-ups, 100 push-ups. And eating healthy, thinking healthy, feeling healthy, creating, being mindful of what you create, being mindful of the effects of your creation. And we are blessed with discernment. There's this inner wisdom that if we can just quieten down the noise deep within you, you'll know what to do. And most of the time it's nothing. Because the next 2 seconds are just this. If you have a bell, this is the time to ring the bell. Boom. And that's it. All is well. The atoms in your body, the atoms which contain, they used to believe that the atom is a solid sphere, but now it has been discovered and still being studied that it is made up of space. It's empty space of whirling waves and particles, patterned like the stars and the planets. So just do a quick imagination of the microcosm of your cells in the tiniest things that you can imagine. Like imagine you have a lens that can zoom into space or matter 1 billion times, and you'll see that there is space. And if you can go switch the lens to the opposite of its function, zoom out, you can zoom out. Isn't that's a superpower, if you ask me, that we can zoom in and zoom out consciously. Zoom out from the edge of the galaxy, looking at yourself. Isn't that peaceful? Go to the edge of the universe where universe is being expanded. And then look at your life. Isn't that mind-boggling? And you'll just spend some time there and you'll end up just being grateful. And you do not need any psychedelics or intoxicants. You can just zoom in and out. Zoom in, zoom out of reality. Go to the spirit world and the 3D world, and know that in the 3D world is where you bring heaven. The duty is to bring heaven and bring it down to earth in the form of your beingness, in the form of how you smile, your aura, your resonance, your energy, your imprint. Because each and every moment you think, you cast a print. We're always emanating, radiating energy. So it can be good energy or a discombobulated smudge or sludgy mud. So get clear on what you are about. Definiteness of purpose, clarity of your goals. And from that goal, from that future existence, your future self will communicate to your present self where the happening is, because all the power is in the present moment, and you communicate with that. You communicate with that 5-year version of yourself. What does that 5-year person of yourself look like? Financially, mentally, spiritually, living situation, day-to-day. What does his or her day-to-day look like? And we can design that. I love talking to people about this because we can help each other. I can mirror your mind and see blind spots that you have missed. If you're interested in that, I do it at startearlytoday.com. You can book a call. It's free because it's fun. But if you want to go deeper, of course, there's a cost. It's an investment. But it's all in good dedication to get the most out of life. To get the most out of your temporary, limited, you can count it. Like count the years, weeks, days that you have left to live. And we can make things count by applying these virtues that we're gonna talk about and that we've been talking about. Self-help books, personal development, the New Age movement, they've all been there. Jesus taught it, that there's nothing impossible, that the only possibility is that which you create. The Buddha, people who lived before us, and all those wisdoms are contained within you. There is no separation from you to them. And they've thought of it, and they've written it. All these wonderful poets, Walt Whitman, William Blake. I've just been recently listening to Proust. Everybody's different, and you pick up what interests you the most, what brings you most aliveness, and you play with that, you tinker with that, and you apply it in your life. You apply it through integration and action, and you watch your results. You track your results. What has been the result of your past 3 years? What are the big learnings? What are the leaps that you took? What are the scary things? What are the new places that you've been to, that you encountered intentionally? Because if you just gonna let destiny handle it for you, you're gonna fall into a blueprint of somebody else who is more directed, who is more identified, and who is more fired up and inspired. And inspiration can be created. You can inspire yourself by consuming inspiring content. I'm so addicted to inspiring content that made me do this. It compelled me to inspire people. And it doesn't matter how many of you are out there. I inspire me, and another, and then another, and then another. And that's a good deal, because we come out of joy. Okay? It's inexhaustible. The energy, the flow, if it is tapped and aligned from source, it is inexhaustible. It is as much as there is sand on the beach and stars in the galaxy. Just think of that when you're thinking of there's not enough of anything. Just think of the stars in the galaxy, the amount of leaves that fell and still yet to be grown and growing, the things that you are about to create, do, endeavor, and connect with. See, how are you living your full 100% potential? Our capacity is unlimited. Our capacity is expansive. If you go through that fear of rejection or fear of embarrassment or trying things for the first time, and go to first principles. Go to the heart of the matter. If you want to make a song, go to first principles thinking, break it down. You need drums, snare, kick, a beat. You lay the bass and some rhythm. You can put chords or some arpeggiated synth. You can lay in a catchy guitar riff, and of course, the formula of the song, the hook. Verse, bridge, hook. You know the deal. And that's the example of songwriting. And you can do it with your life. Like what makes you happy? Break it down. What do you need? What are your non-negotiables? Break it down. Break it down and cross it out. Cross it off of your list. If something's bugging you, if some things that you're putting forth in the future, if something is making you procrastinate, watch that. And maybe just give it a try and just do it. Shake things up. And if you shake things up, you invite change and you invite opportunity. And the only currency is energy, my friend. And you can raise it up. You can raise it up by priming yourself and exciting yourself with the things that is ideal for you. And you are the only person who knows that. What is your ideal? How are you going to get it? And are you doing what it takes? And these are changes made through action. So, inspired action. Okay? So, make your actions count. Apply the Pareto principle. 80-20. Look for the things that really drive and push the needle. And double down on that. That's it for today. I hope I inspired you to move and to go for your goals. This is Paulo. Feel free to share, comment, and rate in the platform of your choice. I'm always on Substack. I'm mostly there. And I'm working on the blog, just growing, smoothing out my workflow, and managing the mind. That's the main trick. The what you think about where you are, what you think about now. That is the deal. That is the game. That's real success. If you are happy and can achieve joy and peaceful right where you are. Because it's been said that most problems come out of a man not being able to sit with himself alone. So try to sit with yourself and tune into the okayness of things. And if you achieve the okayness and equanimity, thrive for its dynamism. go for more life. Mix it up. And you might be able to create a masterpiece or a legacy that will last centuries. Not that that's the goal, but just to help yourself and help another is a gem of itself. I'll end with that. Thank you for hanging out. That's it for today. Namaste.